How's it going, everyone? It's Rob and Jonny, and welcome back to episode 9 of MMArcade. Rob, how's it been, man?
It has been great, mate. I am hustling. I am grinding for July.
You are, bro.
And I am. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm sitting here and not sweating right now. Like the camp's been hard. Have you noticed anything different in the backdrop?
You are slowly adding things, and I don't even know what I'm looking at. Can you describe, especially for the audio listeners, what is on your wall right now?
Yeah. Okay. It's nothing. Okay. I didn't do anything too crazy, but I did shove a big sticker up there, and that is my new company that I'm bringing out, Alchemist Extracts.
Nice.
I did a lot of dabbling with CBD and hemp extracts a few years ago, and it led me down a rabbit hole of, hemp extracts, wild mushroom extracts, and it landed me with Alchemist Extracts. So I'm hoping to launch that during the prep of next fight. So
cool,
stay
man.
tuned.
Oh, that's sick.
The sticker's cool for now. You'll have to do with the sticker for now.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, we've got a stacked show for today. I mean, initially what we are going to be talking about is Dana White just announcing the main card for UFC 290. Mm-hmm. Obviously, Rob, you're going to be fighting at that, so can't wait to talk to you about that. We're going to be recapping UFC 288, which just took place on the weekend. We have a UFC fight night this weekend, plus game news and a bunch of other stuff to talk about. So, Rob, you ready to get into it?
I am ready, and let's start with the massive drop from Dana White.
Dude.
UFC 290 announced, mate.
Tell me about it. Tell me what you think.
Stellar.
It looks like a stacked card. I'm actually very excited.
Yeah, because I've obviously been paying attention to who's been announced and who said they're fighting on this and who wants in. And from what I can tell is, I can see the main card you've put up here, which is Volk Rodriguez.
That's right.
Stellar fight. Marino, Pantoja. That's Yair. Marino, Pantoja, Volk, Yair, myself, and Duplessis. What is it? Duplessis.
Duplessis.
Dreykus
Duplessis.
Yeah. Turner, Hooker, and Bo Nickel and Gore. Mate, that
looks
is a
sick,
stacked
dude.
main card.
Yeah.
That is a stacked main card. And I know for a fact that you have Madalena on the undercard. You have Jimmy Crute on the undercard. You have all these other Aussies on the undercard. And the prelims are stacked as well.
Dude, they might as well hold it in Australia. Might as well just move it. Move it from Las Vegas.
Mate. Well, and that's the thing, because I've been paying attention. So as the Australians have started being added to the card, and our NZ brothers, they've like every Aussie and his mate has been putting his hand up saying, put me on the card. and to the point where now we have a bunch of our of Australian, New Zealand fighters. We are almost filling out this card in Vegas. It is such a good card.
Dude, it's going to be sick. And obviously Volk versus Rodriguez, I'm really excited for that. But, man, I'm going to be doing a watch-along of a fight companion, if you will, on this channel. We're going to be doing it. We're going to be streaming it as Rob fights. It's going to be sick, man. I can't wait for that.
Yeah, make sure all you guys, all you lovely MMArcade fans, tune in and watch that. Support the
Subscribe with notifications. We will go, or I will go live. We're going to be watching Rob for that. But Rob, any last thoughts? Because we're going to be doing the predictions, obviously, for that card the week before or the week of. But do you have any final thoughts on the main card for UFC 290?
Mate, it's I'm very happy how it's come together. That's a card worthy of being on International Fight Week, because that was always a big thing with me moving, wanting to fight now, fight before the September card that comes in Australia was may as well be on that iconic fight. International Fight Week, and for them to put the card they have in that slot, I'll try to put a show on for you guys.
Dude, it's going to be sick. I had a question to ask you, by the way. All these Aussies and other fighters that you're interested in, especially the ones that are taking place before your fight with Duplessis, when you're prepping and getting, ready for your fight, do you dip in and out of those fights? Do you watch them behind the scenes? How does that all go? I'm genuinely curious.
So in the rooms at the back, when you're getting ready, they've got the mats laid out, and generally, almost every time I fought, they have TV set up in the back, so you can watch the fights going on beforehand, and it's a little trippy. It's a little trippy because you'll be warming up with a dude you know, and then they come in, they say 5 minutes, and then the guy gets ready, puts his clothes on, and then he walks out, and then you're seeing him on the screen walking out, and then he has his bout, which you just saw him warming up. Yep. He was feeling the same nerves you were, and you see him in there throwing down, you know, doing his business. And yeah, you see win or loss, how different it is. Like the guys that win, they come back, they're all happy. The guys that lose, quiet, come back.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. It's a weird sort of feeling because the whole time you're trying to get in that headspace, prepping, gearing yourself for when you take the walk in 15 minutes or so. It's weird place to be.
That's cool, man. It's good to hear a little bit behind the scenes. But again, we can't wait to watch you fight. Only taking place. It's very soon. It's creeping up on us very, very fast.
I mean, 8 weeks. 8 weeks from Sunday.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say you're counting down because you're training for it every day.
Yeah. It's a habit I've just created. Like keeping count of my weight and counting down the weeks is just something I've done for most of my life at this point. So I can give you my weight for just about any day for the last 10 years. It's weird.
That's crazy. No, it's gonna be sick, man. But for the next topic, obviously, like every week we do a recap of the last event. And we had UFC 288. There had been a few fight cards before what is now obviously, you know, one of the main events, a pay-per-view. Rob, we have a few to talk about. I wasn't initially going to talk about this fight, and then you brought it up, and I thought, it's going to be funny.
I want to bring some eyes and attention to this fight because I couldn't believe my eyes. Okay,
I'm sure some of you are guessing what we're about to talk about, but. Kron Gracie.
I bet you they're not guessing. I bet you they know right away. They know what the hell I'm talking about. Kron Gracie and Charles Jourdain.
Oh, Rob, just tell it like it is. What the hell?
Mate, Kron Gracie was pulling guard, dude. And I understand, like, you're from the Gracie legacy, you know, that's your thing. That's what you have undoubted belief in. But, mate, it was like a blast from the past. It was like a 1990s UFC event. Guys trying to pull guard. Like, if we would have put a gi on him, it would have looked perfect, you know. And, dude, Charles Jourdain put a beating on him. I've got to give it, like, Kron's got great heart, great chin, okay? Because he was marching forward trying to tie up the entire fight. And Charles Jourdain was like, no worries, bro. I'll do this all day. And it was just like, putting a beating on him.
Walked him.
Dude, I really don't think you can get away with pulling guard in these fights. And actually, I do. I think there's a place, okay? There's another fighter who very much backs his grappling, but I think in a way that leads itself to be a bit more advantageous than what Kron was trying to do. And that's Ryan Hall. I don't know if you've ever seen Ryan Hall fight. Yep. Same dude, pulls guard, okay? But he's very offensive with his guard. Kron was like tying up and holding him down in his guard, not doing anything. He wasn't really trying to open up, wasn't trying to threaten any sort of weird submissions. He was just pulling guard and holding him, honestly. Like you could have mistook it for him just being tired.
So
Ryan
what was
Hall,
the strategy?
Another guy.
Like that's my question. Like what was him or his team thinking?
Well, I think the strategy was to take Charles down and, jiu-jitsu him, but he couldn't get him down. And I guess that's the big hole. That's the elephant in the room when your whole game relies on jiu-jitsu. Yeah. It's like, what if it doesn't go to the ground?
That's true. Such a funny fight, man. Honestly,
it was.
That's why I didn't really want to talk about it.
No, I wanted to talk about it, because he was literally butt scooting. He was butt scooting towards Charles Jourdain. It's like, get the hell up, dude! And for good reason. Like, why make a fight harder than it needs to be? But I thought that was an interesting fight to bring up. Okay,
it reminded me of those memes of like jiu-jitsu guys when they're like, "All right, let's fight," and then they'll just sit down and look at each other. Come at me, bro. Yeah.
And I'm not even putting crap on Kron. Like, I'm sure he's looking back going, man, why did I do that? But it just is what it is. I don't think you should pull guard. But you do you,
Fair. Well, next up on the main card, we had Jessica Andrade versus Jan. Man, Jan, that was a awesome TKO in round
Xiaonan.
1, I believe. What do you think of this one, Rob?
Mate, Jessica Andrade was fighting like Xiaonan stole something from her. Like, she spat in her face, and Jessica was like just furious, just absolute disrespect for Jan's power, and was charging at her. Like, she was just running at her, swinging for the fences, chin in the air. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if, like, Jessica may have just had a mind blank. It may have just been the nerves and the pressure of the event getting to her. Because no matter how many times you fight, no matter how old you get in the craft, you're never immune to that. Okay, you get better at dealing with it, but it's always there, there. And maybe they just got to her because, like I said, she was running at Xiaonan, swinging for the fences, chin in the air, and Xiaonan was just backing up, and then put one on her chin, and that's all timed. She wrote. That's all she wrote. Well, it's like it's hard not to time it when she's been doing it. Like, she was only doing that for the entire fight.
Yeah,
you know. Yeah, it's not like she had one moment to capitalize on. No, she had heaps because Jessica was just running at her, and Xiaonan played it cool.
Because she was running so hard, like that. Undoubtedly added to the knockout power. Like, if she was like standing still or herself going backwards, probably I don't think she actually would have knocked her out. But the fact that she was charging forward, boom, gone, and it was lights out. It was pretty crazy.
Definitely, momentum when you're moving into punches just times the power of the strike by a hell of a lot. That's why you see people getting dropped and rocked with jabs. Like, it doesn't look like anything behind them, and they crumple people because and Jessica was almost at a full tilt. Like,
Yeah, I thought for a second it was going to be a KO. That one. No, it really is. Yeah, but it was definitely an entertaining knockout. But moving on, we've got one of the, I think, was this co-main? Was Belal Muhammad and Gilbert Burns co-main? I can't remember if it was. But still.
Yes, it was.
Yeah,
yes,
still second last fight on the card. This was the fight
that was slated to save the card. Okay.
Yes.
I think Oliveira pulled out.
Oliveira pulled out. Look, I have a lot of respect for Belal Muhammad, and credit to him, and especially credit to Gilbert Burns for turning around so quickly to make this fight. But Rob, what do you think? Because I feel I don't know, like, part of me feels bad for Gilbert Burns and what happened. Like, kudos to him for lasting 5 freaking rounds with that injury. I saw tweets afterwards from him. He got an MRI. Okay. He's going to be out for indefinitely, God knows how long, but probably wasn't in the state to fight.
It's exactly what you're saying that makes me like almost chuckle at how unlucky Belal Muhammad is.
I know, we talked about this last week, bro.
Because Belal Muhammad off Ramadan, off short notice, wanted a catch fight, said no, cut the weight, got in there, put on a great showing, which and he did some things technically that I want to break down, but put on a great showing, beat Gilbert Burns, who was primed, ready, fit, strong, put on a great performance against him, and then still everyone is saying Gilbert was hurt.
He had one hand.
Rounds. Like, he had one hand. Poor Gilbert.
What more do you want Belal to do, right? And then Covington came out and said, "Oh, he doesn't deserve a title shot. He needs to win one more. He deserves it." I'm sorry.
That's what I said. Dude's got to stay the hell away from ladders, man. He keeps walking under him. Like,
it's bull crap.
I'm looking funny here because I'm trying to adjust my collar so that I'm looking like I have a weird twitch. No, I thought Belal fought, like, he really surprised me, man. Really surprised me because, like I said, just come off Ramadan. Like, short notice. Yeah. He's a thick dude. He's a big guy, and he made the weight, and he looked good. What I want to really emphasize is the way he was stance changing, and we've seen this at the higher levels of competition several weeks in a row. and he was going southpaw orthodox. And a lot of guys, a lot of champs and top 5 contenders in a lot of the divisions are doing this now. They are stance changing. Volkanovski does it. Holloway does it. Belal Muhammad pulled it off, was giving Gilbert a lot of looks. Granted, Gilbert did hurt his shoulder, okay? So it gave Belal almost like a get out of jail free card on that left side. Or on his right side, I should say, which you can see because I've been in a position where you don't have any output on one side of your body. And what happens is, whether they catch onto it or not, you start clashing, you come together, you clash, you exchange. And naturally, when that happens, you start leaning towards the side where you're not taking any damage. It's just something that happens. And if you have no output on the right side, on your left side, he's going to start going left. And especially when his stance changing the way he is. So he's got offensive angles from both directions, like from both stances. And your lead arm was Gilbert's. His left hand he's orthodox. So his left hand is his lead arm. And when that gets out of commission, all you can do is throw bombs. And he landed some bombs, but it's so hard to land a bomb on a guy that stands switching the way he was, giving distance and controlling the spacing the way he was. When he was out of jab range, because remember, jab range wasn't a thing, he had free reign of that left body kick. When every time he switched, he would left body kick, left head kick, right head kick, because Gilbert had no offense in that range. And it was like, it just led to Belal being able to control that spacing so perfectly. And he, I will point out, regardless of how injured Gilbert Burns was, Belal's discipline in sticking to the fight plan was perfect. 5 rounds, getting in there, didn't do more than he had to, didn't get over ambitious, didn't get greedy, just stuck to the game plan, didn't take his foot off the gas either. He was there consistently the whole time. And I thought it was a very good showing for Belal. I feel bad for him because of the way it worked. And I feel bad for Gilbert too. Don't get me wrong. I do feel bad for Gilbert as well, because he was obviously really struggling to fight with that shoulder. You could see as soon as he heard it, the jam just went straight out of his donut, and he was upset, dude. He looked like he was going to cry midway through the round. Dude was gutted, but he fought his heart out as he always will. He's a tough dude, but man, just the way that, it's feel bad for both dudes. It's like that was the next title. That was a title eliminator, a title contender eliminator. Yeah. And I do believe though Belal deserves to get the shot after Colby. I do. I believe that.
100%. Can I be honest, Rob? I think he deserves to get it before Colby. My humble opinion. Colby hasn't been. I know we talked about a few episodes back that this is a business, and ultimately this is why Dana's doing it. Totally understand that side. But recently, Colby hasn't been anyone ranked, right? And Belal has been going through people. He is the one that deserves it, but he's just not as much of a draw. I don't know what it is. I could probably have some guesses, but people just find Belal boring. And you mentioned that he did everything that he needed to and should have done in this fight to win, especially considering Burns' injury. And I think anyone else in that position would have done the same. What else would you have done? You would have fought the exact same way as he did, and he came on top because of it, right?
Exactly. Well, the thing is, and this is my mentality, and I think Belal has the same mentality. He would have to. He'd be going crazy, right? It's just that, he probably doesn't even care. Everyone's saying, feel so bad for Belal, or when's Belal going to... He probably doesn't give a shit.
Well, he knows he's got a title shot now, Yeah.
Well, he's like, all right, I'll just beat up the next dude. Just got a W and a win bonus. Happy days. Yeah, and that was my mentality moving up through the ranks. I never wanted to jump people, never wanted my streamline top. I'm in the fight business. You're in the fight business. You're going to fight everyone anyway. Just fight your way to the top. Fight until there's no one left to fight. And I promise you, if you do that, you'll be the champion. You will have already gotten the belt, okay?
Yeah.
And he might already have that mentality. He's a tough dude. I'm sure he does. So, yeah, I look forward to him. You know what, you mentioned with Colby before, like he's also been very quiet on socials. Like, his whole thing is his persona he puts on, the offensive crap he comes up with, and and just like the controversy behind him as a person. Yeah. But I haven't heard a peep nor hair of him for months, if not years. Like, so I don't even know what he's doing.
Yeah, he's been doing some interviews. He's been saying certain things directed very specifically to Belal. As I said before, he said he thought Belal, but he was talking as if he was the champ, and he was like, "Nah, Belal needs to fight one more and get another win before he has a shot at the title." Even though Dana literally said the winner of that will go on to fight for the title after Colby and obviously Leon. But what I'm really interested in now is the future of that division, right? Because now you have Belal, who's now the number one contender or fighting for the title next. You have Burns, who can say, I was injured, I will be back, and he's probably going to be in top contention as well. You have Usman that's still there, and whoever loses out of Edwards and Covington is going to be in the mix somewhere, maybe for another fight before they get another title opportunity. It's going to be interesting, man.
Listen to me. I've just had a vision. I know exactly what's going to happen.
Tell me,
okay? Rob. Everybody, come closer. Tune in, okay? Colby fights Edwards.
Yes.
Beats Edwards.
Okay.
I think he beats him. No.
Okay.
Do I?
Do you think Covington beats Edwards?
I don't know. This vision is a little blurry now. Do I actually? Do I?
You're changing midway through. He's having an epiphany.
The visions are coming too fast. I can't.
What do the numbers mean, Mason?
There's too many outcomes. Like, I think Edwards is a harder fight for Belal than Colby. I think Colby's a good fight for Belal.
I agree.
I think Edwards is a harder fight for Belal.
Yeah. I
think Edwards beats up Colby.
Yep, I would agree with that.
And I think
Belal versus Edwards after that, and then
I think Colby grinds out Burns. Maybe.
It depends when Burns comes back. Like, he looks to be out for a while. That injury looks super serious. So then you have maybe Usman and Covington again.
Well, 3 times, like not even for the belt. Like I doubt Colby wants that fight. Like, because that's such a hard fight, and he's not getting a title shot out of it. Like,
you can tell what Colby is doing. Like, he's saying stuff about Edwards, kind of preempting. He beats Leon. Sorry, he's saying stuff about Belal, preempting that he's going to beat Leon. So when he does fight Belal, he at least makes a bit of a main event for it, and hopefully they get a few more pay-per-view buys. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, I don't think Edwards loses to any of those dudes.
I would agree with that.
Honestly, I don't think Edwards loses to any of those dudes.
Yeah.
I think
Belal could surprise you. I think
maybe Burns' explosive power would have thrown a spanner in the mix. You know, especially Edwards being southpaw traditionally. I think Burns, like, with that, he's fast on that right hand, dude. You saw that even without his left, he was still landing right hands on Belal, but he wasn't dropping him. So hard to say. You know, that's that.
Well, let's see what happens with that division. But now we've got the actual main event, Aljamain Sterling against Henry Cejudo. Rob, you said last week that you keep underestimating Aljamain, and he keeps proving you wrong. It happened again.
I was impressed.
Yes.
I was impressed.
Tell me what you thought of the fight.
Half the reason why I tip against him is because I'm pretty sure I'm a good luck charm at this point. You know, I've tipped against him every single title fight, and look what's happened. You know, so you're welcome. You're welcome, Sterling.
You're welcome, Aljamain.
Yeah, dude, mate. He had a picture perfect game plan of putting the pressure on Cejudo. He looks so good when he pressures people, and he's done that to to his last, like every title defense. He did that on Jan. He did that on Dillashaw. He's done it on Cejudo now. Like, he looks so good, so good. He was, again, another guy who was switching stance, like keeping Cejudo guessing. He was switching stance, firing off a calf kick, switching stance, firing off a body kick. It gives so many looks. Maybe that's a new thing. I'm going to start doing it too. Like the stance switching, everyone at the highest level is doing it a lot and having a lot of success with it. Sterling was using his reach and his spacing with those calf kicks to perfection. He was utilizing his height and reach to perfection. Cejudo was really struggling to try and get his mitts on him because the reach disadvantage, and he wasn't engaging in the kicking game, or he couldn't because it's not part of his game. Cejudo's stance leaves him open to a lot of those low calf kicks, and Sterling saw that, took full advantage of it. Now, another massive thing is that Sterling was initiating a lot of the wrestling. He was threatening that takedown from start to finish. And I don't know how much of a factor. Actually, no, I do know how much. It would have played a massive factor on Cejudo's mind, worrying, because while Cejudo's a great wrestler, he doesn't want to be on his back with Sterling on top. No. Sterling's a big dude with great grappling. So now you've got Cejudo, who is losing the reach battle, is losing the height battle, is losing the kicking battle, is getting pushed back due to spacing. He's getting outspaced, and he has to worry about southpaw, orthodox, and takedowns. You could almost, I feel, I could almost see it. Cejudo's brain was on overdrive. Sterling was giving him so many different looks and angles that he was almost overwhelmed with it. And I thought Cejudo won the fifth round convincingly.
Absolutely.
I thought 2 was close. I thought 4 was close, maybe. Yeah. But I thought, honestly, the only round I would give Cejudo convincingly was 5.
Yeah.
And I thought 1 and 3 was pretty convincing Sterling's. Yeah. And Sterling was pushing. Like, I don't think it was a robbery at all. I think Sterling was pushing that pace. He was pushing that spacing. He was landing effective shots. And I don't know if this is a thing, right?
Yeah.
Cejudo had such an aura of wrestling, obviously. Gold medalist, Triple C. He has such an impressive resume, wrestling resume, that with Sterling shooting all the takedowns and getting takedowns on Cejudo, it almost looks more, and not getting taken down by Cejudo, it almost looks more impressive than Cejudo getting takedowns.
Yeah.
It's like when Jones versus Cormier, Jones took Cormier down. That's all anybody could talk about. Yeah. Was Jones took Cormier down. Like, I don't know how much that plays a factor in the eyes of the crowd and the judges, but I'm sure it's a thing.
I mean, that was the biggest talking point, is obviously people saying that it was a robbery, but the judges being kind of all over the place. I agree Sterling did win. It was a very close fight, but I agree with the result the judges called. But you look at the individual rounds that they give, it was all over the place, especially with Derek Cleary. So I would agree with you. So 1, Aljamain won. 5, Cejudo definitely won. 2, Cejudo. So it comes down to 3 and 4. And so, I don't know if there's this YouTube channel called The Weasel. Shout out The Weasel. He did this awesome breakdown, for 3 and 4 of like significant hits, like every time they connected and takedown attempts. And by the end of that, it was clear that Aljamain won when you break it down step by step by that. So I think he agrees exactly with what you said.
Mate, when you look at these scorecards, you got to wonder if these guys are drunk. Like,
honestly, dude,
Cleary gave round 5 to
Aljamain.
Like, round 5. No, so he gave it. He gave it to Aljamain. Like, that was the only clear-cut round, I feel, bar 1 for Sterling.
Agree.
That Henry won. Like, I think they're the 2 most clear-cut rounds. Was Sterling won the first. Yep. Henry won the last.
Correct.
And And two, I thought Henry was looking good for half the round, and then Sterling finished up well.
Yeah.
I think 3 did much the same. 4 could have gone either way. 5 was Cejudo.
Yeah.
Okay. These scorecards are all over the place. You guys can look them up if you want, but
yeah, we're not going to go through them because you'll do your head in.
And it doesn't even make sense reading them. I have to sit here looking at the matrix for a bit. But
yeah, I know, right? But
it's
in
almost
the end,
like random number generator. Whatever.
They're just spinning a wheel on the night. Cejudo, yeah. But that's what happened. So Aljamain won by split decision, technically 2-1.
That's it.
Very impressive.
Very impressive.
Very impressive. I kind of flagged it with you last week, Rob, that what does Cejudo do after this if he lost? He looked really dejected after the fight. And he was like, I don't know what to do, man. Like he was almost hinting that he wouldn't fight again. Like, what the hell? Crazy.
Dude, fighting's hard.
Yeah.
Fighting's hard. I know a lot of people. Understand that fighting's hard, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think they get how hard it is. And for a dude to be so athletically inclined, to have won belts, to have won gold in the Olympics, and then to have a break where he didn't have to deal with any of that stress, pressure. He doesn't have financial problems. He had it cushy, right? And then to come back and have a 5-round war with Sterling.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm sure there's a part of him that why the hell did I do this? What was the case? But I can't wait.
Dude.
Did you see the post-fight shenanigans?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Merab is my new favorite fighter.
Yeah, you just reminded me.
he's my new favorite fighter,
That's
dude.
your darling, bro.
So, dude, what's his name?
Sean O'Malley.
O'Malley walks into the octagon, staunches
with
off
the Michael Jackson
Sterling,
jacket on.
Takes his Michael Jackson jacket off, and in the same clip, Merab comes in from the side wearing O'Malley's jacket. It was and happy as punch, dude.
And he jumped over the cage. And it was the best, man.
Dude, that was the best part of the night. Sorry to all you fighters out there, but that was the best fight of the night. That was the best part of the night. That was so cool.
But the cool thing as well is obviously the jacket stuff, but now we can see the next fight. It's Aljamain versus Sean O'Malley, you know?
And I think Sterling, do I say that though? Because I might jinx him. I think it might jinx him.
Don't say anything now, right? Stew on it for a few weeks or months, and then we can do our predictions later.
I already know what's going to happen.
Sterling walks him. It's
dude.
I'll predict that now.
Not even. I want to see. But there was words saying Henry might fight Merab.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
but wait, hold on. Aren't they really good friends? And no.
No.
Who's
Did I
Merab?
say Sterling? I meant Cejudo. Sorry.
So yeah. That's what I thought.
I heard that Cejudo might and Merab. Am I saying it wrong? Is it Merab?
I would Merab. I say Merab. I think it's Merab. Merab.
I think Merab sounds offensive.
It does. It's Merab.
Merab. Dude, my bad. Anyway, I heard he's happy to fight Sterling's leftovers, which is Cejudo, and you got to give a lot of respect to that for Merab and Sterling to just be to have such a strong bond that they're just cool like that.
For sure. Yeah.
But that was UFC 288, mate.
Yeah, it was on an all right card. It was all right, but we've got as we said, we've got a few fight nights now until UFC 289. Rob, we have one this week. You want to say something?
Well, yeah, one last ticket on UFC 288.
Yeah,
I think the highlight fight of the night was. No, honestly.
Kron Gracie.
No, it's something you wouldn't hear, I'm sure. It was Xiaonan versus
Andrade.
I think that that was the coolest part of the night, I thought.
Well, it was a knockout. Everyone loves a knockout or a TKO.
Yeah,
it was fun, you know?
Yeah, man. And like it was, I don't know. That was the highlight of the night. Fight of the night from me. You get nothing.
What was fight of the night, actually? That's a really good question.
I gave that one. Bobby gave it. Bobby's fight of the night was Andrade and Xiaonan.
You both get the 50 grand.
you don't get the 50K. I don't have 50K. Pockets a little light at the moment. I haven't fought for a while.
I'm going to try and search for it later. But this weekend we have a fight night, and we'll quickly talk about the main event. I can never know how to pronounce this guy's last name. Is it just Rozenstruik? Rozenstruik versus Almeida. Heavyweight predictions. Let's quickly go through it.
UFC fight.
What do you reckon?
We got, mate.
It's going to be a short fight.
Yeah, well, you assume so with heavyweight fights. Like, I feel like heavyweight fights are either short or they're the worst fight you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like, they're either over real quick or they're terrible to watch. Almeida's running through people. He
left, right. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just running through people. I think Almeida just runs through Rozenstruik, you know. No, that's not to say Rozenstruik can't do it. It's the heavyweight division, dude. Like, mate, and it's anybody's best bet. But I think Almeida's just going to run him down.
Yeah, he's on a 13 win streak, so I think that's the obvious bet here. Yeah, but that is the main event. There's a bunch of other fights as well. But Rob, we're already 40 minutes in, and we've still got half the show.
We've got to move along. We
do. You know what we're going to do? We're going to cut out this piece of news because. Essentially, we're going to talk about, as part of the game news, we're going to talk about new Zelda game coming out. What's it called again? Tears of the Kingdom. Rob and I are getting codes. I'm definitely going to be playing it, so we'll talk about that next week. So let's instead talk about Diablo 4. Rob, I really want to get your thoughts on this because we've talked about this game a fair bit in the podcast so far. I want to know what you think about the battle pass, the seasons that they have, because you probably have the most connection to the franchise. So with Diablo 4, it's coming out very soon. Seasons are going to focus on kind of themed content that iterate on the base game. So quests, new mechanics, character items, seasonal stuff like that. So obviously being seasonal, every quarter you'll get an update like that. You need to finish the base game, and it requires effectively a new character to be able to complete that seasonal stuff. Then you have a free battle pass with 27 tiers that have a reward. So cosmetics, smoldering ashes as well, which you can get gold and XP with and other stuff like that. And then on top of the battle pass, which is free, you've got the paid battle pass, a premium pass, which is $10 US, which is an additional 63 tiers, cosmetics, weapon and armor cosmetics, seasonal mount and a mount armor. And then you have an accelerated pass, which is $25 US, which is all perks on the premium pass, including unlocking immediately 20 tiers, so you don't have to grind through that, plus Wings of the Creator emote. And then you have expansions that's going to expand the story of Diablo 4 as well. That's Diablo 4 in a package, all of its post-launch support. What do you think, man?
Oh, mate, I've never loved seasonal based games. I've never loved them. I didn't love them in Diablo 3, didn't love it in Diablo 2, didn't love it in PoE, and I probably won't love it in Diablo 4. That's not the
Does it not keep your interest at all? Like you might come back for every seasonal update?
That's not to say I won't like Diablo 4. I will like Diablo 4. Okay, I like the game. I like the franchise, and there is something that tickles my itch about grinding up, becoming a god, smashing things, getting that rare loot, yada yada yada. I have my own sort of I don't know what am I going to call them, misgivings on these sort of games, because like it's an online game. Well, I haven't played the beta of 4, so I can't speak too much about it. Okay, and you feel free to tell me if it's different. But from my experiences from 3, from 2, from PoE, from collectively across the games, then they're all kind of the same, right?
Yeah.
It's online. It's a multiplayer, so you're encouraged to play with your friends. But bro, you're never playing with your friends. Like it's so much. You're never playing with your friends. It's
well, you're
like
not.
your friend. No, your friend may be on while you're grinding down mats or while you're grinding down something else. But like, you don't want him holding you back. You know what I mean?
True.
Or if he's not holding you back, he's leashing you.
Like, taking all of your loot.
Yeah, there's no middle ground. There's no working together. Like, well, not from my experience, okay? Because and secondly, like, second point is that like I never liked how the end game was always about efficiency. It was always about how fast you could clear the map and get into a new map. I hate that. I don't want to know how fast I can farm mats. Like, I don't want to be forced into a character role that I don't want to play, or I mean a character class that I don't want to play just because it's optimal, just because it can clear mat sub 1. You know what I mean? I don't want that. And don't say to me, oh, you don't have to do that. You can just do whatever you want at your own pace. No, I can't happily enjoy myself, the slow-ass barbarian, taking 72 hours killing shit, while you as a Necro and Sork have cleared 4 maps and you're in endgame gear. How am I supposed to live with myself at that stage?
You can't.
You know? You
Rob,
can't.
I'm surprised though, because every time you've talked to me about playing, like you talked about it with 76 and I think Diablo in the past, you like watching your YouTube guides, and all of the YouTube guides are endgame guides or endgame builds. You're min-maxing and you're clearing bosses in seconds. What? Would you not do that as well with Diablo 4 so you can keep up? I know you don't like it, but are you going to do it anyway?
Probably. Like, like all my mates are going to be on it, and I'm like, oh, all right, I'll jump in it, and then I'll rush down the mats, I'll rush down the gear, I'll start clapping butt cheeks, and then I'll quit, and then I'll quit. Actually, well, but you see, and then that's the thing though. Like, I don't want to blow hours in, because when I become obsessed with the game, every time I get me time, I'm here playing, grinding. Like, I have the same mentality in gaming as I do fighting. Like, you grind. It's not always fun, but you do it. The ends justifies the means. Okay? And then for you to wipe my character at the end of the season, where I can just shove all my cool rare loot that I may never get ever again in my entire life, because it was like a 0.0001% drop. Yeah. And it goes into the forever worlds with the storage filling up, or it gets deleted forever and you never end up like reorganizing your inventory, so it gets deleted. Like, no. You'll get me for at least one season. You'll get me for at least one season.
Well,
Sorry for the rant.
No, it's good. Rant. It's like any game where you min-max, you get all your cosmetics. Like, and I again bring up 76. You would try and make everything perfect. Got to get the best weapon, best everything, or whatever. When you reach that point, what do? Like, you've essentially finished all you can in the game, so you leave it and you walk away. To me, you've just grinded to get the best build, and then you're not really able to use it anymore. So I just threw it away. I was like, I'm done
76 is different, man.
No, it's not. It's exactly that. It's exactly that. Why?
Because you grinded gear. That's what we did. Remember? I remember you ran me through it. You ran me through. You leached me. You helped me get the mutations I needed. You got me the gear. Yeah. And it's funny, guys, because before he was doing that, I was actually watching all these freaking videos on YouTube trying to work out how to do certain stuff. And then I thought to myself, what did I just call him?
I was wondering the same.
And then I called you, and then you ran me through it all personally, you know.
And I gave you the weapons you needed. I gave you the armor and everything.
I got that fist, that rare fist, and I got all the mutations, and I got all the perks and the levels and everything. Yeah. Okay. I became a walking two-handed punching god.
You had the Deathclaw gauntlet. Yeah, exactly. That's my point.
That's endgame, brother. You become a god, then you retire at a nice, cozy hut by a waterfall in a radioactive plane. That's what
knowing you could wreck any enemy, because you were literally going around one-shotting with your Deathclaw gauntlet,
punching things. It was so good.
The attire that you had on as well, it was Grognak the Barbarian as well.
Yeah, the Barbarian look.
So good, bro.
Dude. So, I became a god and then went and retired at some waterfall. You've been there with the big trees and the radiation. And
you know what I realized, Rob? this is literally the plot of Endgame, where Thanos snaps the gauntlet, and he's like, and I will sit on the sunset and look at the grateful world.
And he's like peace.
Farming crops and shit.
Yeah.
That's what he did.
Beautiful, mate. Beautiful. They should have stopped the series there. But yeah, anyway, there's no base building in Diablo 4, so again,
so
I'm gonna reserve my because it looks a little slower though. So I'm gonna and the world bosses, it does look much more approachable multiplayer wise. Like there are world bosses that you need more people to do stuff with. They're not just like trying to rush you through the game. So I am looking forward to it. All my misgivings are from the previous titles, not this title. So I am looking forward to getting into it. And I will be wailing on this with my $25 accelerated pass. You better believe it.
Oh, do it. Yeah.
You better believe it.
Absolutely, man. I can't wait to see you just say, I missed on, like, I was going to get the regular premium pass, but I missed a few weeks. I'm just going to get the accelerated pass and unlock all those tiers. I see it happening right now.
Even if I'm on every day, I'm still buying the accelerated pass.
Just to make it easier on yourself.
Dude, 100%. As much as I can.
That's brilliant. Well, Diablo 4 comes out, I can't remember the specific date, sometime next month. It's going to be exciting. But moving on, we've got a reveal. Rob, we were talking about Mortal Kombat in the last episode. The reveal for Mortal Kombat 12 is very close. It's incoming. The co-creator Ed Boon keeps teasing it. It's likely to be released this year based on, I think it was the head of Warner Brothers said something about this year. And it looks to be another like reboot of Mortal Kombat. It's just going to be based on leaks. It's just going to be called Mortal Kombat. And if anyone has played Mortal Kombat 11, you'll know that the timeline effectively reset if you follow the story mode. So it's going to be very exciting. I'm always excited when Mortal Kombat does a reboot because it gives anyone that hasn't played Mortal Kombat 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to actually come back and start fresh. So is that going to be you, Rob? Are you going to fight me in Mortal Kombat?
Oh, I'll piece you up in Mortal Kombat. Who's your favorite character?
Sub-Zero, for sure.
Really?
Yeah, who are you going to say?
One of the ninja boys. My favorite was Smoke.
Oh, he's cool. Smoke's a ninja. Yeah. I mean, he used to be.
Yeah, I know. Not the robot Smoke.
Yeah.
But he was probably my favorite.
Smoke was cool. Well, that was back in the day with the arcade machines, and it happened with Street Fighter as well, where they didn't have enough memory, so they just changed the colors of the ninjas and said it was a new character.
Dude, happy with that. But is Smoke going to be it? Like, is he OG?
I feel like he
might have been a little bit later.
I don't think he was in the first one, but I feel like he either came in the second or he might have been like a secret character. It was Noob Saibot. I can't remember that far back, but he was definitely a palette swap ninja after like the original trio of Sub-Zero, Scorpion, and
you know
Reptile.
Who became like that was when I was younger, like Smoke. You know who ended up becoming my favorite character? I'm gonna change it. You know who grew on me. Like I hated him so much from the start, but he grew on me as I got older to the point now where I think my favorite Mortal Kombat character is Johnny Cage, dude.
Oh, don't say that.
Yeah, man. Johnny Cage. Hell yeah.
No.
Dude's cringy as hell. All he does is kick people. It's sick.
Johnny Cage, Rob. Oh, that's
Johnny Cage.
I'm disappointed in you a little bit.
Love
you know
it.
what's cool? So they're doing a
He got done dirty in the movie, but
what, like the original Mortal Kombat movie?
Yeah, when fucking Goro broke his spine on his knee.
No, but he ended up winning.
No, he died. Johnny Cage died. He dead.
But he had his moment against Goro, right? He did the splits and he punched him in the groin, and then Goro fell off the edge.
Well, no, and who picked him? Someone picked Johnny Cage up and dropped him on his knee, and he was dead. Johnny Cage gone.
That was in Mortal Kombat, I think, Annihilation, in the really bad one. Yeah, the next one, he died like right at the start of the movie.
That lives in my head. Yeah, lives in my head rent-free forever.
I think it was Motaro that killed him in Annihilation. Oh, I got to search this up now. Because he definitely beat Goro in the first movie. I remember that.
I also had some love for, is it Shang Tsung?
Yeah.
Like, he's a wizardy dude. I had a lot of love for him too.
Shang Tsung's great. But so here's the thing, man. So did you watch the new Mortal Kombat movie? The one, it was very focused around Sub-Zero. No. Dude, it was like legitimately watch it. It's actually, I thought it was really cool. And so they got this new one coming out, and Johnny Cage is going to be introduced as a character. The guy that they've got for Johnny Cage, I gotta remember his name. He's in The Boys. It's a weird casting. Carl Urban apparently is going to be Johnny Cage in the next movie.
Which character does he play in The Boys?
He's like one of the main dudes in The Boys, and he ended up taking the pill to get the superpowers in the last season. You know Carl Urban, New Zealand dude. Search him up. You'll recognize his face. You'll recognize his face. For sure. Yeah.
He's the reason I stopped watching the bloody show.
Why?
He was trying to cock block his mate. Like, it was like season 1. He was like cock blocking him on the superhero chick, and I was like, dude, not cool. Stop watching.
The Boys is such a good show, man. I freaking love it. But yeah, so Butcher, he's Butcher in The Boys. Apparently he's going to be Johnny Cage in the next Mortal Kombat movie, which is a weird casting in my opinion.
I think he's got a good face for it, but we'll see.
Well, that was saying as well. I don't know if you follow WWE closely, but The Miz, like one of the wrestlers there, looks and acts exactly like Johnny Cage, and he should have been Johnny Cage. Everyone on the internet is saying that. But Mortal Kombat 12 or whatever they call it is being teased. Rob, we're going to play it. So what is it? Is it Johnny Cage against Sub-Zero? Is that what we're going with?
It's Johnny Cage versus the world, brother.
It's going to be good. And
it's always been Johnny Cage against the world.
I can't wait to beat you as Sub-Zero. I'll just keep freezing you as Sub-Zero. It's going to be good. But the last bit that we have to talk about is actually Starfield. So Starfield recently got its ESRB rating in the US. And Rob, you'll be very happy to hear this. So Todd Howard confirmed that romance and romancing companions will be a thing in Starfield. But people were concerned that there would actually be no sex, because it was rated by the Australian Classification Board and they said there was no sex. But this ESRB rating confirms that there will be sex with companions in the game. There's going to be like a quest line around this drug. There's going to be in-game purchases. You should read some of the lines, Rob, that they have about after you romance your companions in the game. It is freaking hilarious. I'm so excited for this game, man, honestly. Should I read some of these lines for you?
No, because are they cringy?
A little bit.
Can
I read?
Oh, just read them. Just read them.
Look, I won't read it, and plus it's spoiler territory. But you know, there's something about jetpack sex in there. They're doing some kinky. Yeah, they're doing some kinky stuff in Starfield, Rob.
Mate, I am so pumped. I didn't like. Yeah, I love open world games where you can do whatever you want, and I love if there's like an MA rating to it. So if there's drugs in there, and if there's sex and there's romance and there's going to be base building, there's going to be housing, there's going to be ships, there's going to be game purchases. Love buying things.
The big talking point that like people are actually really loving is the fact that they are going for a much more seemingly mature angle with this game, with the whole drug quest line, like with the romancing of characters. That's another reason why I'm excited for it. And I'm kind of getting like a sensation of similar to Fallout 3 and similar to New Vegas with some more mature themes. Because I loved Fallout 4, but that was not that game. Starfield seemingly is going to be that. And I cannot wait, man. We're getting closer to the reveal next month.
I cannot wait.
So, Rob, we're at the section where we talk about what we're watching, playing, and reading. I did it, man. I watched Prison School. I watched Prison School.
How good?
Bro, what was I watching?
It's good, isn't it? How good is it?
I don't think good is the word that I would use to describe it. I felt embarrassed watching it at home alone.
It's funny, dude. You didn't find it funny?
It was funny, for sure. There was this one, I can't really describe it. Do you remember, I think it was episode 3, where they're in the bathroom, and for some reason this girl's like, I need to see you go to the bathroom. Do you remember that?
No, I don't. But I just remember,
people listening to this, like, what the hell? This is what Rob suggested. Okay,
dude, it's so funny. I just remember all the expressions and dude, it's just I may even
there are
rewatch
expressions.
I may even rewatch it. It's hilarious, man.
The storyline is, the concept is, for anyone that's like, what the hell are you watching? Essentially, it's a boarding school or a school that's just girls, and this is the first year where they introduce boys, and it's just 4 guys. They end up becoming friends, but they end up doing something and get put in school prison for like a month. And it's just built around the antics around that. It is wild.
It's so good. It's so good.
Oh, so good, yeah. Good. It's wild. No, I could never watch it in public.
Did you watch the whole series, Mark?
I watched 4 episodes, so I'm considering whether to continue it. I got a good sense of it. That's the rule, right? You watch 3 episodes of an anime.
That's the rule.
Yeah. What about you?
Have you watched Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood yet?
No, not yet. No, that's on my list.
That, dude. You'll love that. Like,
you know what? I'll watch that next, because that's been on my list for a while, for sure.
Yeah, and it's a good, like, hearty anime. There's like 40 episodes. You get everything you need in it. It's so cool. Like,
all right.
What was that anime you were watching? That the fighting, was it Demon Slayer?
Demon Slayer.
Edward is so much better than the main character.
Really?
Slayer, like so much better, because he starts young too and grows up. So like he's such a better character.
All right. I mean, Demon Slayer is getting pretty good. Last episode was sick. The best animation.
Brotherhood's like top 5 ever.
Is Brotherhood like, if I wanted to watch Full Metal Alchemist, is that the first?
No. So Brotherhood and the Full Metal Alchemist are 2 different things. One follows the manga more closely, and then one follows something else.
So I could just watch Brotherhood and not need to worry.
Only Brotherhood.
Okay.
Don't worry about the other
All
one.
right.
I ended up watching both, but by accident.
Right.
But yeah, Brotherhood.
By accident.
I'm watching just this season's anime, and I don't know. Some of them are hits, some of them are miss. Like,
you're not feeling them at all.
I saw a lot of our viewers left comments saying like, watch Skip and Loafer, watch My Love Story with Yamada, watch this, watch that. I'm watching them all because like they've only got about 4 or 5 episodes out at the moment, and I'm up to date with pretty much the entire season, like everything. I'm looking at the list now, and honestly, none of them are that good. Like.
Right. Okay. That's disappointing.
Nothing is really. Yeah, nothing's really screaming to me. Although I haven't watched My Home Hero, that looks pretty dark and, I don't know, my alley. But I haven't watched that yet. I have hopes. Someone said in the comments. And it's not just this video; it's every video and every comment and every social post I've ever done. Someone's like, "Watch Ranking of Kings."
Yeah,
I said, mate, I saw it. It's not that good. Like it's
good.
It's good enough that I'll watch the entire thing, but you get sick of the 4-year-old who's deaf. Like, it's
out of context. That sounds so bad.
Dude, he's like, the main character is like a 4-year-old who's deaf, and literally like.
You're not selling me on it, no,
mate. It's not bad, but it's weird, and the animation style is very different as well. But I'm going through my watch list on Crunchyroll, and I'm trying to look for something that's made me go, wow, that was good. And I'm still scrolling.
Well, for you, I'm going to watch Brotherhood. I'll watch it in time for the next episode.
Definitely.
I'm liking this. I'm liking you giving me suggestions and I'm trying them out. I feel though Brotherhood is something that I'd actually want to completely finish. So
Brotherhood's really good. Really, it's not skewed or weird in any way. It is like just really, really good. It's so good. Same with Code Geass. I think that's on Netflix. If you want to watch it, like Code Geass is really good too. Really, really good.
That'll be on the list as well. But what are you playing this week?
What am I playing? Just scrolling through my anime things, just looking, trying to find something that's.
I've just been watching anime. Yeah, how do you have the time to play games as well and double watch anime?
I watch half an episode when I eat a meal, and then then watch the other half the day after
on the way to training.
My next meal. What am I playing? I still want to try and work out how to start an online server with Ragnarok Online. Okay, I want to play that for old time's sake. And this is just directed towards Ragnarok Online players because you won't get it unless you've played the game. You never quit Ragnarok Online. It's always there itching in the back of your head. Yeah. I played Age of Wonders 4. Did I mention that last week? Or did I
think you did. Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Had some pretty funny crashes at the start of it. It is a very fun game. Got some dubs. Played it with my friend.
Nice.
I don't know if it's deeper than what I think it is, and I just haven't gotten to the stage where it becomes real deep, or if it does seem a little lifeless. I don't know yet because it's obviously a war game. Like I play Age of Wonders almost every time. I end up falling into my old routine of just being a barbarian running around ransacking places. And that's kind of it. There's no real spreading of culture or religion. You know, like in Civ 5 where you can start a religion and you can spread culture and you can Age of Wonders is kind of all about building up dudes, sharpening your swords and burning your neighbors. That's just how I feel. And I don't know.
That sounds fun to me.
Yeah, for the first 8 times, and then you want something. You want some depth to it. You want to be Venice and be a trade king. But anyway, that nice. I was playing. I was thinking about starting a Fallout 4. Playing Fallout 4 again. I was looking at the mods. Have you heard of the mod SimCity?
That's the one where you can build like crazy, right?
Yes. Yeah. You can build settlements and they kind of look after themselves. And I was thinking about doing a playthrough with that and having that mod. But the last time I tried playing with that mod, it didn't, I don't know, it was kind of some jank to it. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if I can commit to it. I downloaded Divinity Original Sin 2 again. That's a great game. You ever played that?
No, I've never played Divinity. That's on my list as well. There's too many games on the bucket list.
That's a really good game. I'm thinking about jumping back into that.
Yeah, nice.
And just trying to be a... I didn't play the definitive edition. I played the one before that, so non-definitive. So I don't even remember the quests or what or how things went. So I've been meaning to play that as well. But that's where I'm at the moment.
Nice. As for me, I finally finished God of War Ragnarok. I mean, the main story at least is, if I wanted to go be completionist and get all the armor and do all the favors, I could do that. But I'll be honest, I'm content with where I am. I finished the main story. I know what happened, and anything else, maybe one day I'll come back to it, but probably not. So God of War Ragnarok is done, and I'm excited that it's done because, as I said before, tomorrow Tears of the Kingdom Zelda comes out. Man, I'm ready to just put hours and hours into that game. That's going to be like one of the biggest releases of the year, but the game that I spend probably the most time until Starfield.
Do they still have the same weapon thing where all the weapons break?
Yeah. It's the game.
Where's the core mechanic? Where's the progress?
What do you mean? What do you mean? Where's the progress?
How do I get stronger?
You get stronger by you increase your hearts, your stamina, you get better armor. That's the progress. You don't remember like in the first one, like you got better armor, you could upgrade each piece of armor as well, like several times over. And then eventually you get the Master Sword as well. So that's the progress, man.
This is how I played the first one, all right? I went from the beginning place straight to Ganondorf's castle. And I farmed those lizard dudes until I got the lizard dudes until I got their thunder blades. So like they had like those throwing glaives.
Yeah.
And then I used their own weapons to carve them up and farm like the arrows, the elemental arrows that do much more damage than your bow does. And then I fought the giant lizard thing.
And you won?
No, I got to the second form, got destroyed.
Well, maybe you should have played the game more normally.
But Rob. I got to the second form, and then after getting pillaged for hours, I was like, screw it. I left there, and bro, the normal game was a cakewalk because I had these god level weapons that I was just carving through people until they all broke and fell away, and I was like, screw this game.
Fair. Well, look. The one redeeming factor, at least about the next game, and it's the biggest issue that I had with Breath of the Wild, is that it didn't have traditional Zelda dungeons. The new one will, and I cannot wait because that is the thing that I missed the most about it. I don't mind the breakable weapons because it forces you to experiment and you got to try different things. That's why I really like them. And then you can you have your own little house and you can hang up your favorite weapons that look cool. I think you'd like it, Rob.
I did hate the puzzle dungeons in
so I think either they're getting rid of that or they're at least there are going to be traditional dungeons returning.
I did think it was really cool was I saw on YouTube some dude playing the game and freezing time, throwing a bomb, shooting an arrow, freezing time, playing time, just to one shot this massive dude. You could do some really crazy elaborate combos.
So especially Japanese players, every now and again I'll see it on Twitter where they'll just do these insane things where they'll use the runes, they'll stop time, speed time up. There was this one guy that got himself onto a boulder and launched the boulder right to Ganondorf or something ridiculously like that. It is the coolest stuff. But that is the one really good fact about that game. It has this cool physics engine where you can do stuff like that. And I think Tears of the Kingdom is going to be more of that.
And I did love that. I loved the fact that I could go to Ganondorf's castle straight away. I love that. You kind of just do what you want. But
and I hope the next one's going to be like that too. But we finally got to the end of questions. If you want us to answer your questions, please leave them in the comments below. We can't get to everyone, but we got 5 here again. First one comes from Marius Lance asks, what would be the best boss track or game track for that matter to do a walkout to? Make it a main event. Rob, game track, not anime. You can't say Black Clover again. What game track?
To walk out.
Yeah. There's an easy answer to this, in my opinion.
Is there?
Yeah.
What is it? What's the easy answer?
Doom. Anything Doom. Anything Mick Gordon.
Nothing is coming to my head when you say that, though, because it's all just anger.
Come on, man. The comments are going to go crazy on you.
Something that I would actually remember.
Dude, Doom, when it gets into it and you're just shooting demons. I
don't remember any of the combat music of these games.
Fair.
I remember there are a couple tracks that are stuck in my head that are I'll always remember that Minecraft track when it goes all Serenity and there's you're in a cave. There's that one track. I remember that one.
Yeah.
Same thing.
That original Minecraft soundtrack was so good, bro.
Yeah,
I used to listen to that just in my spare time.
Yeah, dude. That was really cool. So, sorry. The Minecraft Serenity one, I guess.
Yeah, Rob's walking out to Minecraft.
Yeah. All right.
Next question that we have is from Caleb G. If you had to train only one martial art, what would it be and why? Only one.
Martial.
This is a hard question.
Mate. I have a jiu-jitsu school.
Only one.
Do jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I own a jiu-jitsu school. Honestly, martial arts is about finding your own way. It's a way of life, not a hobby. So you find the one, martial arts finds you. The type that you resonate with will find you. Yeah. And but I'm going to say jiu-jitsu because I have a school.
All right. Yeah, cool. Next question that we have is from Calaco Green Addict. Would you be doing any live reactions of the E3 events this year? I wanted to answer this because I don't think we will, because those E3 events are taking place the Xbox one, for instance. It's at 2:30 in the morning or 3 in the morning, something crazy. And Rob, I'm assuming you need to get your sleep because you're training. You're still in fight.
Yeah, I'm not staying up for shit. But happy to do a reactions video the next day though.
Correct. We'll talk about it in the podcast, but as I said, we'll do the fight companion of Rob's fight in July. The next question that we have is from Nick A. More manga-related content would be awesome. Have y'all read Chainsaw Man?
Oh, man.
Have you read Chainsaw Man?
Nick A, got to tell you, brother, you're going to be very upset. Or maybe not. I don't read manga. Yeah.
I feel like that's fair. So, I'm not surprised, but neither do I. I like anime and I don't read manga.
I've tried so many times, especially when I first started watching Inuyasha, and then they just cut it off. I was like, screw it. I'm going to just continue on with the books. Couldn't do it. Just can't read it. You know what? It's something about like hearing the sound, like reading the sounds. It just, I don't know what it is. The little bubbles. I don't know. I do read light novels. So I've read a lot of anime light novels, but manga's not for me, bro. Sorry, Nick A.
No, I feel it. I mean, have you watched Chainsaw Man at least?
I haven't. Is that to do with the chainsaw on his head?
Yeah, I mean, Chainsaw Man. It's a bit of a giveaway. Look, it took me a little bit to get into it.
I've heard people tell me about it. Like, it's on my to-do list.
It's pretty crazy. Like, I feel like you need to give it a go just because of how bloody and gory it is. But the characters took a little bit for me to warm up to, because like. I won't spoil. It's not really a spoiler, but like the main characters, his motivation is just so anti-anime. It's just like the dumbest thing, and you'll watch it, Rob, and be like, I think you'll find it funny. Actually, it's just like I'll tell you. It pretty much like the thing that's pushing him and killing all of these demons is because he wants to touch boobs. That's it.
Yeah, nice.
But it's gory and it's fun and it's great, and then he actually does develop somewhat. But yeah, that's
one thing I've been seeing just start was Trigun. I don't know if it's a series, but Trigun's relaunched. I watched the original Trigun back in the day, Vash the Stampede. I was a big fan of him. He's like your quirky kind of jokester. But Ace Gunshot. Yeah, I remember watching that way back when I was a teenager. That I wouldn't mind picking up. But I watched a lot of it. But that's that. Sorry,
that's that. That's Chainsaw Man. And the last question that we have is from William Blair. If you could be, I don't know if we answered this similar question, but if you could be pulled into a video game and live in that world, which would you pick?
Ooh, that's a hard one. Because we need some clarification. Are we getting pulled into the game and given abilities, or are we getting pulled in as we are?
I would say given abilities. Like you could be like any other character in that game for sure. So like if you're in Dragon Ball Z, you could shoot energy balls and fly and turn Super Saiyan.
Because that would change your decision a lot. Because one would have to be gear based, and one could be just about anything else.
That's a good point. Yeah.
What about
For me, it would be, I've always wanted to be in the Pokemon world. I want to catch Pokemon, catch a Dragonite, fly through the sky majestically. I think that world would be so freaking cool. We go around fighting gyms and that's all our life. We can leave home when we're 10 years old. Oh, that would be so cool. That was my childhood, man. So it would be Pokemon for me.
Jumping into like a D&D world would be pretty sweet. Like one of the Pathfinder games or the Baldur's Gates games or the Neverwinter Nights games. So one of those, like, mate, it'd be like living D&D. It's the
and you'd pick your build, I assume. You'd pick what you want to be.
Going off the rules you gave me, I can.
Fair.
Yeah.
So D&D. That's you.
Probably.
Yeah.
I can't, top of my head, can't think of anything else, really.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was all questions. Again, if you have any, let us know in the comments below. But Rob, that is episode 9 of MMArcade. We're almost at episode 10. It's exciting.
Double digits is around the corner. Look at it go. Yeah. Hour 18 minutes, mate.
Oh, this might be our longest episode yet.
I think so. Oh, no.
People keep saying that we would listen to you talk for 2 hours.
Oh, mate, I can't talk for 2 hours. But let me say thank you to all our listeners and subscribers. We read your comments. All the love literally is what fuels us. So thank you so much for tuning in and keeping the 100%. Dream alive.
And we will see you next week for episode 10. All right. Take care, guys.
Peace.